Hi there. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Indigo Rose Lounge. Today we're talking about personal law. Yeah? Heard about that? Personal law. These are the first four things that we learn about ourselves in this human experience that become our baseline truths. So they are the first four emotional pillars of our human experience. Personal law sits in the background in the beginning of our lives and forms a basis on which everything else is built. Which is why when you hear someone like Mata say that you never have, even twins don't have the same household, they don't have the same life experience. Because those two people, those two human experiences, can have two different sets of personal law. So we come into this human manifestation as spirit. We focus our attention on the potential that exists in the moment of conception and give it life. We come into this human experience and we're born in a moment where our assessment of the heavens and the energy of the moment forms an astrological grid work that can be our base personality, gives us a place to start at least. Because in the field of all possibilities, it would be a confusing space if we didn't at least have a baseline. So we come in with a grid, and then in the first couple of years of our experience, we form our personal law. Unfortunately, in this day and age, that personal law, a lot of the time, can be negative. So one that's prevalent, I see a lot in my consulting work, is I am not enough. Now, this can happen sometimes when there are siblings or when there's a strange dynamic at home. It doesn't even necessarily hold any roots in truth. It's just an infant perception. We come into this world, we're experiencing our parents, and we can get this impression that something about us is not enough. We're not good enough, we're not smart enough. And a lot of the indigo children get this because we've come in to this five-sensed reality, usually with five-sense parents, and it can seem to us like everybody else got some kind of manual on how to navigate all this. But in reality, we're seeing more. We can see more. We understand more. We know, oh, that person's crossed. Oh, that person doesn't like that person. Oh, mommy's crossed with daddy. Oh, daddy doesn't even notice. How is that? We have this other layer of spiritual perception. So as indigo children, our spirit is driving, is actively in place, and we are receiving information from our higher selves, our spirit selves in every moment. Everybody else is operating just on what they can see, hear, touch, and experience within this physical reality. So the truth isn't that they got a manual that we didn't get. The truth is that they are navigating with limited input. So they're just seeing ball hits wall, kick the ball again, or mommy said something to daddy, daddy said something back. What we're seeing are the layers behind that. We're seeing the jolts that the tree took when you kicked the ball against it. We're seeing the emotions that daddy and mommy are going through as they're having this exchange that are not necessarily in line with what they're verbalized. We're seeing people be deceptive, which is confusing. So we're seeing a lot of things, and we do not have, especially as children, the framework to digest that information. We don't understand how it is that all of these things can exist in the same space time reality. Other people around us seem to be having a much easier time of things. We seem to be baffled and uncertain, and they seem to be fine. And so, in that perception, we think we're not good enough. We think we're not brave enough. We think we're not clever enough. And so, that's a natural outcome of being an indigo child that I see across all the indigo children, now adults, that I've ever consulted. To rewrite personal law is not hard. We just need to rethink it. We need to look at this law and say, well, actually, I see how it came about, but really it's not true. I am good enough. I was just working on some faulty premises, but I am good enough. And then list for yourself all the things that you're really good at. I am good enough. I'm merely a trailblazer on this hump of human evolution. I am on the front lines, and I am experiencing life in this way as one of the first people who are. And no, there's not going to be a manual. And no, there's not a lot of learning that's been handed down by our grandparents or their grandparents on how to navigate this life with the level of spiritual perception that we have. So we're the first. Well, we're the first wave, one of the first waves of getting this right. And look, throughout history, it's not that there haven't been spiritually perceptive people, and they've either achieved astounding things or they've been murdered, quite frankly. They've been burned alive or they were assassinated because they knew too much or they've been called out as crazy people, So to have this many spiritually perceptive human beings alive on the planet at one time is an exceptional thing. It is. So yes, this is new territory. Going to cause some negative personal law. Just have a look at the personal law. When you say the words to yourself, I am not good enough, does that feel true? And then find that in yourself. Find where it's true or not true. And rewrite it. Because if you can stand in today and say, no, hold on. I am good enough. I am. I have everything I need to learn everything I need to know to achieve everything I want to achieve in this life. I am good enough. And if in any corner I'm lacking, I have the power of my fairies, of my spiritual helpers, and they will assist me. So we are surrounded by love. We are immersed in love. And there are unseen forces all around us that are focused on our highest good and absolutely adore us. And all we need to do is harness that. And our lives can be beautiful. But we're going to need to learn some new things. So figuring out your personal law and dealing with them, if it's anything negative, will go a long way to impacting the levels of success that you will experience in this human experience. All right, dear hearts, love always.